working in music, you're working with people. People are difficult. How do you deal with these kinds of people? You know, how should you handle them? How do you move with grace? I'm gonna answer all that. Let's go. Yo, what's good, guys? Inswain with Inswain Audio. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, subscribe and stick around because I drop videos every day. You're not going to want to miss them. Welcome. Anyways, today I'm going to be answering a question someone had off of Reddit regarding difficult clients. So let's go. They said, how do you deal with difficult clients? I'm new in freelance mixing and I'd love to know what sort of things I need to do to prepare myself for the worst. What are your worst experiences with clients and how did you deal with them? I'm sure everyone has contracts. What clauses, terms are necessary to include for recording, mixing, and mastering services? I was recently doing pro bono work for a client and he was being unfair and crossing boundaries, asking too much, even during my current COVID. I'd asked for him to sign a statement of work, which he refused, so I terminated our project after the third revision. Anyways, feel free to talk about anything you think anyone might find useful. So they kind of got at it here where they're like, they wanted to sign a statement of work. After the third revision, it wasn't worth it, so they terminated the project. I think that's the main thing is, if it's not worth it, it's not worth it. That's the main thing to get out of the way is you're not going to please everybody. And sometimes the pay and your sanity, whatever, your reputation, all that is just not worth it. So it's not worth it. That's the main thing to keep in mind. But other than that, the biggest thing is you're a business, treat it like a business. How would, if you reached out to a big corporation in email and complained or said this or that, how would they respond? They would respond professionally, say, sorry, we'll work on it. That's how I try to move, and that's how you should move. Just treat it like a business because you are a business. It's weird because you're one entity talking to an individual on like a personal level. So a lot of times it can kind of get blurry, but really what you need to do is just be professional. Say what they want to hear. The customer's always right. And then, yeah, just move forward. Obviously, have your boundaries. Know what you're willing to do and what you're not going to do. But beyond that, just say what they want to hear. Keep it professional. And another thing that helps is know beforehand what you're willing to do and what you're not willing to do. Make everything clear. And as long as it's within that, you're good to go. And I think that's the biggest thing is it comes down to communication. If you can communicate these things beforehand, you won't have the issue come up later. I think another thing to remember is to not take it personally. People are going to maybe say some wild things to you, some mean things, hurtful things about your work, whatever. You might, be the person that takes it personally, but you have to not do that. Don't react out of emotion when things like that happen. You really just got to find your line of when to stand your ground versus when to bend and fold and make the customer happy. Once you can find that line and establish that, you're good to go. You just stick to that and just go robot mode and just continue to do that. As for me personally, with worst experiences, what I would say what happens a lot with me is people want to, do things personally. Like, I mix a song, like, oh, let's hang out. Like, let me go to your house or come here and do this. And it's like, or they think, like, oh, I'm your friend, do this for free or whatever. And it's like, I don't even know you, or just things like that happen. And I understand it's coming out of a place of love. It's they appreciate me. So, I don't take that personally, but it's hard to, navigate those fine lines of just things like that. You just got to be patient and be understanding. I've had people, ask for a revision and then revert it and then do this and then say they sent the wrong files and things that are out of my control. And you just really have to just be patient, but at the same time, stand your ground and discuss things and be clear and say, this is what this is what this costs, this is what I provide, this is what I don't provide. As long as you're upfront, clear, communicate all that, and everyone sticks to their, stays their ground or whatever the saying is, everything should be good. If it does get too out of hand, it's not worth it and y'all can just call it quits from one end or another. So that's really all there is to it. Don't overcomplicate it. It is difficult to deal with, but you just make your rules and stick to them. And how you deal with it internally is one thing, but externally, how you handle it, it's pretty straightforward. Just handle it like a real corporation would, be polite, be respectful, and just give the answers they want to hear. So there you have it, guys. Hope that helped you. Let me know down in the comments below any strategies you might have for dealing with difficult clients, or even if you have an interesting story, if you want, you can vent here. It's a safe space. Anyways, guys, please make sure to like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Inswain with Inswain Audio. Peace.